Hello there, YouTube. This is kind of a long story, so bear with me. Alright, so I don't know how long this story is going to be, or rather how long this video is going to be. It's a really long story, and as far as I know, only one person is actually interested in this story. But I figured maybe it might entertain someone. I'll try to make it more fun than just like a dry story. But this is going to be scripted. I wrote a script. But it all really happened. This happened to me. It's not make-believe. But I wanted to write out my thoughts to concisely tell the story, right? What I'm saying right now is unscripted, obviously. And it's going to seem a little more analog as I go through the thing, the actual script. So it might seem kind of weird. Also, I'm going to have a filter on because when I read, my eyes cross and it looks like really, I guess this is crossing. It looks really goofy and like it's kind of embarrassing. So I I got a kitty. She's going to be helping me with this story. So disclaimer over. Let's get into it. Okay, so now let's get into the story. It starts when I was 24 years old. Convenient because the organization doesn't allow anyone over the age of 25 into it. Looking for work, I decided to give this a try to have a truly concrete career path. To be a real tradesman, a jack of all trades, a trader among my fellow men. So I signed up for the program online. I vaguely remember filling out some kind of application on a website. Then I had to wait a long time. A really long time. Like maybe 5 or 6 months. Finally, I get accepted. Hooray! And then get invited to an orientation and told to preemptively pick out a trade I'd like to pursue. Passionately and potently. Potentially possible to peruse and personify perfection. I do what anyone else would do and Google Job Corps trades. I find this thing called earth drillers. Looks cool. You use heavy equipment to dig caves and retrieve minerals. As someone who loves mining in video games, this is right up my alley, so I go with that. So off I go. I get a ride to the orientation building. I head in there. It's me and about 10 other people around my age. We all sit, and someone comes out and talks to us. The guy in charge goes around the room and asks everyone their name and what they're there to learn. He gets to me, and confidently I stand up and say, "Hi, my name is John, and I'm here to pursue earth drillers." Everyone looks at me confused and I sit back down awkwardly. Someone asks, "What's earth drillers?" I explained it was dudes who dig caves essentially. Everyone still looked confused. Remember this part of the story in a minute. So the program is explained to all of us and we walk away to talk to the dispatcher? I have no idea. Some lady. She asks us what trade we want and where we want to go. I tell her, earth drillers. I prefer to stay in the state. She says, yeah, that's not a real thing. You need to pick from this list. And the list is like plumbing, HVAC, landscaping, nothing specific like what I found. Earth drillers is not a trade. Something got lost in translation here. I'm lost in my own brain and she's getting impatient and rushes me. I quickly blurt out, plumbing? She says, okay, and your secondary trade? I'm like, what? She rushes me again. I quickly look at the list and say, forest firefighting? I don't know, it sounded cool. Remember this part for later too. So it turns out there's only one location near where I live that teaches plumbing and forest firefighting at the same time. And it's quite far away, in the middle of the woods. I feel this story dragging, so let's jump ahead. I've never taken a bus for 15 hours before, but I did this day. It was like a plane ride, but worse. There was a super talkative guy on the bus with me, and he was driving me crazy. But little did I know he was the best thing that happened in this story. I get to the campus super late at night, like maybe 11 or midnight, me and roughly 5 to 6 other kids on the bus. We get situated to our different rooms and we all go to sleep. I should say, the room situation was garbage. The rooms were 8 kids to a room, very little space to do anything, just beds. You ever see Annie? It's a hard knock life. Also, the whole room was just dudes, so lots of snoring and farting. Super awesome. Alright, so my first day starts. It rained pretty much 24/7 at this campus. Not important to anything, but it sucked. I go eat breakfast in the cafeteria and sit across from what I would come to realize is the only person I actually enjoyed being around at this place. We talk and eat. The food was horrible, by the way. And then off we go to learn the basics of the campus. We're forced to attend in clothes they provided for us, which we were also not given a private space in which to change into them. We were in some kind of warehouse and told to just go behind some boxes individually. We put on our our clothes. I couldn't figure out the belt they gave me. Whatever, okay, fine. Chimp boy can't understand a belt. Then we did a drug test. We were told how the program operates, had return on investment and explained to us, told the rules of the campus, basically just a bunch of stuff I don't even remember. So this is the funny part, at least in hindsight. Because it took them so long to get this fresh batch of students, it was just before Christmas time. Literally like December 10th. So the main thing they wanted us to know is that our actual training wouldn't start until after Christmas break. That they were going to send us all home on a bus again in roughly 2 weeks to be with our families for the holidays. Then we'd come back on another bus, another 15 hours, to be back here, then we'd start training. Okay, Albert Einstein, then why the hell did you bring us down here in the first place? Could this not have waited until after Christmas? Your tax dollars at work, people! So after this little debriefing, we were basically told just do whatever you want for now. And some of you, I probably won't ever see again. No shit, idiot. All the newbies just basically sat around all day with nothing to do. I guess some of us tried to socialize, which brings me to chapter 3. So Job Corps, at least in my state, is not what you think it is. It's not so much a fun job college where you lay the framework for your career in life. It's more like an alternative to going to prison. A lot of my other classmates would frequently tell me about their various crimes at lunch. How they would own the block if they ever got locked up. One of the instructors showed us all a scar on his neck and told us it was from breaking up a fight at a different campus. Other than deal with psychos, there wasn't anything to do. They had computers, but it was a big open computer lab, so it's not like you could FaceTime family or anything. Also, permission had to be earned to even use them. The campus was smack dab in the middle of nowhere, nothing at all to do. Here's the kicker. Remember earlier when I said that I was sent to this campus specifically for forest firefighting? Well, turns out, a student that had been at this place so long that he had become an instructor told me he enrolled here for the same reason and wasn't given 1 second of training the entire time he had been a student. I started to kind of realize that maybe this whole thing was a mistake around nighttime. 2 different fights broke out near me. One just outside and another in the literal room I was in. 2 kids fought and then one screamed, "Good! I don't care! You're dead to me!" And it had to get broken up. Then we all went to bed. I decided to take this opportunity to have a nervous breakdown, sneak outside and call my dad and tell him he needs to come rescue me. I was panicking so much that I scared the crap out of him and he told me he'd find a way to get me out. It was late and I needed sleep, so I got in bed. I didn't feel comfortable taking my pants off around a bunch of other kids, so I just slept with my pants on. Next morning, I woke up to an instructor asking me if I was thinking about leaving. I told him, yeah, why? He told me my dad was there to pick me up. Little did I know, he had left in the middle of the night to come get me and drove across the whole state in his car. It's a government institution, so you have to be released. Otherwise, you're considered AWOL. I go to an office to get released out, and the guy asks me, why do I want to leave? I tell him this whole story. You know what he said to me? I wish I knew what they were telling you kids at orientation. This place is hell. Then I left. My dad drove me home. We stopped and got a delicious breakfast at a diner and enjoyed each other's company as I got the hell out of there. So that's basically the whole story. It was an awful experience. Do I recommend trade schools? Yes. Do I recommend Job Corps? Hell no! Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay in school, folks. Peace.